Today we're going to see some combo of the DDD deck playing through Nibiru. For the first combo we're going to see a DDD Savant Kepler one card combo. Let's normal summon him and trigger his effect to add a Dark Contract. This will be Dark Contract with a gate, and proceed to activate it and use its effect. We're going to add a copy of DD Scale Surveyor and proceed to special summon it. Let's send both to the extra deck to link summon Abyss King Gilgamesh and set scale by taking 1000. Let's now use the scale to pendulum summon our two monsters and activate Surveyor effect to raise its level to 4. Next, use DD Cerberus to target Kepler and make its level 4. While our opponent could wait here for us to exist summon, we could just play 2 copies of Solomon instead of this Caesar, so that we have one for later even if he waits. Still, we're going to get Nibiru here, and we're going to activate Surveyor to bounce to our hand the Demise King 0 scale, so that we can actually activate his effect and activate a Dark Contract from the deck in Dark Contract with the Zero King. Zero King is going to pop Machinex to special summon a DD from deck in Copernicus, and he on summon will send a DD monster in DD Lance Soldier. Lance Soldier is going to destroy our contract with the gate to special summon itself, triggering machinex in the extra deck to special summon itself and allow us to pop Nibiru. Now Lance Soldier is going to become a level 4 and overlay with Copernicus into Solomon. Solomon will detach a material to add a copy of DDD Headhunt. We can overlay on top a copy of DDD Marksman King that will detach a material to make a monster lose 1000 attack and deal 1000 damage to our opponent, and proceed to link Marksman and the other Pendulum into a second copy of Gilgamesh. This of course will trigger Marksman to send from deck a DD Necroslime, and Necroslime will banish itself and Gilgamesh to summon from the extra deck a Genghis. Let's overlay on top of Gilgamesh a Machinex. This will trigger Genghis to bring back a monster from the graveyard, Lance, and we can synchro with Genghis and Lance into a copy of DDD Cursed King Siegfried. Let's set our Headhunt, and we have a Spell and Trap negate with Siegfried. We can pop our contract with Machinex to attach a monster our opponent control after he activates the effect. Then we can detach 2 material to attach another monster, and we have Headhunt that can do a Snatch Steal and negate the monster's effect. We're going to start with a Dark Contract with a gate. Let's activate it and use its effect to add a copy of DDD 0 Demise King 0 Machinex and proceed to activate it to activate a Dark Contract with the Zero King, and Zero King is going to destroy our scale to summon from deck a DDD Surveyor. Surveyor on summon is going to add as a 0 attack Savant Copernicus, and we're going to just normal summon him and trigger his effect to send 1 from deck. Let's send a copy of DD Lance Soldier. Lance Soldier is going to pop Dark Contract to special summon itself, triggering Machinex in the extra deck to special summon, and now we're going to use Copernicus and Machinex to summon a Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is going to scale a copy of Cerberus and scale Surveyor, and our opponent is going to nib us here, since we could have just linked a copy of Gilgamesh with a surveyor into a copy of the link 3 that would have been able, since we would have other contract and Gilgamesh in the graveyard, to negate Nibiru. We are going to pendulum our machinex from the extra deck and overlay on top a copy of Xyz machinex. This can destroy our Dark Contract with the Zero King to take under it a monster that activates his effect on board, and then can activate a second time, detaching both materials to take another one. We're going to start with DDD 0, Demise King 0 Machinex. We're going to activate it and activate to activate Dark Contract. Dark Contract is going to add as a Kepler, and we're now normal summoning him to add a copy of Dark Contract with the Zero King. Let's activate Dark Contract with the Zero King and pop our scale. We're going to special summon a copy of Copernicus, who is going to send a DD Lance to the graveyard. Lance to pop Dark Contract and summon itself. Let's activate Lance effect to increase its level by 2 and overlay with Copernicus into a copy of Solomon. Solomon is going to detach to add a DDD Headhunt, proceed to overlay on top of it a copy of Kingsman Tell. Our opponent is going to Nibiru to deny us access to Gilgamesh and Scales. We are going to activate Kingsman effect to send a Necroslime from deck, and the Necroslime is going to banish itself and Copernicus to summon a Genghis. Let's stack on top of Genghis a Machinex and set DDD Headhunt. Let's activate Machinex and use her effect to place a Dark Contract. Dark Contract is going to add as a Kepler, and now normal summon him to add a copy of Dark Contract with the Zero King. Activate it, and by destroying our scale, we're going to special summon from deck a copy of Copernicus. Copernicus is going to send a DD Lance from deck, and Lance is going to pop Dark Contract to special summon herself. We're now going to link with Copernicus and Kepler into a Gilgamesh, and Gilgamesh is going to place in our scale a Cerberus and a Machinex. Let's use Lance and Gilgamesh to link summon a Ragnarok. Since this is summon 5, our opponent can only now activate Nibiru, but since we have a Dark Contract and a DD in the graveyard, we can banish both to negate it with Ragnarok. Let's now pendulum summon a copy of Copernicus and a Kepler. Cerberus is going to make Kepler a level 4, and we're going to overlay both into a Solomon. Solomon detaches Copernicus to add a Headhunt, and let's stack on top a Kingsman and a copy of Machinex. Let's set Headhunt, and we have Machinex that can detach 2 or pop our Zero King to take a monster opponent's control. Anyway, we can use the effect up to 3 times. When we choose to pop Zero King, we have a contract in the graveyard to banish with Ragnarok, and of course we have Headhunt.